Pregnant Lust 8-Pack, Books 17 through 24. Pregnancy Erotica, Pregnant Sex, Public Sex, Age Gap Erotica Collection. Written by Millie King, narrated by Kline.
Sneaking to the restroom with my landlord. Pregnant Lust 17. Pregnancy Erotica, BDSM Erotica, Breeding Erotica. 19, Sean said, shaking his head and looking at me with a smile. So, what do you want to do for your birthday? I looked down and put a hand around my bump, musing. I kind of need some more maternity clothes. He got the hint. They're on me, he said. Shall we take a drive over to the mall? I couldn't hide my beaming smile. Every woman loves shopping, and having it bought for you might just possibly be the closest thing to heaven possible. Sean seemed to enjoy spoiling me. I'll go change into something. I'll be down here, he said, walking to the kitchen as I went upstairs to change. Since he'd begun divorcing his wife, Sean was a much nicer guy. He was always great with me being there and insisted I wasn't a burden, while he and his wife slowly drifted apart. Now it felt like a weight had been lifted off him. I was stuck in the middle and kind of vulnerable, but Sean had sworn nothing would happen to me. I trusted him. He had a good steady job and worked hard. I idolized him in many ways. A stupid mistake had brought me here. Pregnant at 18, with a baby due in my 19th year. It certainly wasn't ideal, but I was going to make it work. I stared in the mirror, assessing my outfit. I wore a tight pair of blue jeans and a flannel shirt over my white maternity top. I'd only been wearing it for a month or so, but already it had lost some of its elasticity. The top of it cut lower over my tits than I would have liked. But I was kind of proud of how big they'd gotten. I hopped down the stairs, and my tits bounced on my chest as I jumped the last 2 steps. I looked across at Sean to see his eyes bulging. Ready, I announced. He composed himself. Yes, you are. We jumped in his truck and made the journey over there in the sunshine. Thankfully, the mall was much more quiet than usual. Well, I'm guessing that was due to it being mid-morning on a Tuesday. Sean was a great shopping partner. He was critical in all the right ways, didn't balk at any of the prices, and even carried my shopping bags around with him like the perfect gentleman. I wish a guy like him could have knocked me up, rather than the asshole that did. I gotta go, Sean, I said, feeling the urge to pee come on strong out of nowhere. Go where? The restroom, I stressed. I think I saw one on the floor above. Take me. He hurried to the elevator, and I got on behind him, clenching my thighs together and trying to focus. Since the 2nd trimester, I'd found the urge to pee harder to control than normal. I guess there was more pressure on my bladder now, and it seemed to only take a couple of drinks to fill me up. I knew I shouldn't have had coffee and juice, I cursed, jumping off the top of the escalator. There, he said, pointing to the sign above a corridor off the main concourse. We hurried over, and I skipped down it. Sean followed close behind with the bags. I'll wait here, he said, setting them down. I hurried down the corridor, my bladder threatening to pop at any moment. As I got closer to the door, I realized in horror that it was a parent and child changing room. Sean, I cried. Look! I pointed to the door, and he narrowed his eyes to read it. So what? He shrugged. They have toilets in there, don't they? I peered inside sheepishly. They do. So go in, he said, looking back to the mall. Suddenly, his demeanor changed, and he stooped quickly to pick up his bags, turning towards me and walking briskly down the corridor. Inside, he said. Go inside. But, Sean, it's Kelly. Your wife? In, he ordered, guiding me into the room with a stern hand. The both of us walked into the room, and the light came on above us. He put down the shopping bags and closed the door, holding a hand to...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?